Everyone talks about Airbnb like it was inevitable. A brilliant idea, perfect timing, a cultural shift towards sharing. But there's one part of the story that rarely gets mentioned. Airbnb didn't grow because everything went right. It survived because it ran out of options. And the constraint that nearly killed the company ended up shaping every decision that made it successful. Airbnb's real problem wasn't competition, it wasn't regulation, it wasn't even demand. It was cash. After launching, growth was slow and inconsistent. Investors didn't understand why strangers would stay in other people's homes. The concept felt niche, risky, and uncomfortable. Rejections piled up. At one point, the founders were maxing out credit cards just to stay afloat. This meant every decision had a deadline attached to it. They didn't have time to test and learn. They didn't have room for long-term brand building. They needed immediate results, or the company would die. That pressure changed everything. One of Airbnb's most famous early moves wasn't strategic brilliance, it was desperation. During the 2008 US election, the founders created novelty cereal boxes, Obama O's and Captain McCain's. They sold them online to raise cash. This wasn't scalable, it wasn't elegant, but it kept the lights on. Another overlooked moment came when the team realized listings weren't converting. Instead of building better algorithms or redesigning the platform, the founders personally went door to door in New York. They photographed hosts' apartments themselves. Why? Because they couldn't afford to guess. That single move dramatically increased booking rates. In hindsight, it looks like user-obsessed product thinking. In reality, it was a company under pressure choosing the fastest path to survival. Because Airbnb was resource-constrained, it couldn't rely on automation early, so it relied on manual effort. The team spoke directly to hosts. They listened closely to guests. They solved problems one listing at a time. This created something unexpected, a product built from real behavior, not assumptions. While competitors focused on scaling infrastructure, Airbnb focused on making each booking work. The constraint forced focus, and that focus created trust, which mattered more than growth at that stage. Once Airbnb finally found traction, the narrative changed. The cereal boxes disappeared from the story. The desperation faded. The early pressure became invisible. What remained was the myth of inevitability. But Airbnb didn't win because it had endless resources. It won because pressure eliminated bad decisions. The constraint filtered everything. And that's the part of the story most founders miss. We like to study success as if it's about having better options. But Airbnb is proof that sometimes success comes from having fewer chances, fewer resources, fewer mistakes allowed. What looks like genius in hindsight is often just survival done exceptionally well.